Hello, in this video we will continue Win32 programming as the introduction to WGL functions, device, context from GDI, WinApi, rendering context from OpenGL and WGL that acts as a bridge between Windows API and OpenGL. And let's just get started. We will be creating many exercises, example codes, explain some theory, as well as build a mini game engine. I'm calling it as a template for future our OpenGL projects. I think I've already explained in the first episode of this series why we will start with ancient version of OpenGL 1.2 rather than modern OpenGL based on shaders because we want to have better knowledge and better understanding of the evolution, history, and why something works in that way it works, in which it works in the modern OpenGL. So just step by step we will do everything, okay? Sorry for my coughing, but I'm a little bit ill, sick, let's say. Okay, so the first episode, the first lesson was a little bit amateur level rather than more professional or commercial like level, because I'm just starting my building personal brand and recording on YouTube. I'm so much beginner level in those things, and some of the things and topics, concepts that I will introduce there on YouTube, I will be learning on my own, so it will be something that I call life learning, other things that I know pretty much very well from my second domain, the operating system, all related stuff to operating systems, ranging from embedded and electronics engineering up to the, I don't know, Linux kernel programming, writing device drivers, hacking Windows kernel by rootkits, exploits, etc. Just everything step by step, okay? I will be doing as well some of the video tutorials from the simpler things such as the pure C programming language, and many things from pure C++ programming language that is much harder than C. And everything you will see on the go, how we will go, how it will be done by us. So now let's start. Let's continue from the point we stopped in the earlier video. Where is it? This week was Meti course lesson 1. I've created my channel will be my channel, my medias, my just personal brand in common, because soon I will start the gjmreborn.com, my personal webpage, when I will write articles as well as upload the videos on YouTube. Will be divided into two domains: the game development from scratch in general, everything related to that game development, and operating system stuff. So don't make many plans, don't describe the categories, the topics and concepts that we will discuss on my personal brand medias. Just let's stick to the point of current episode: Windows programming, minimal Windows programming necessary to have the Windows template to focus on learning graphics basics, basic of graphics theory, graphics programming, graphics concepts in OpenGL ancient, OpenGL 1.2 version, and then we will shift step by step to the more modern versions of OpenGL as well as DirectX, but DirectX is totally different topic, different style of programming, and requires separate episodes, separate totally series and playlists. Okay, I've created the MEDI course, and okay, I will not divide it into the lessons, but let's stick it for now with it. Okay, we finished our earlier lessons on multitasking, basics of multitasking in Windows, what is the schedule, time slice, and multitasking and multi-threading differences. Process is on this level of expertise called also a program, but we can say that the process is the single instance of program and that has its own data, for example, content of CPU registers, entry point, address, etc. Doesn't matter for now. Thread, fiber, what is the fiber, and two major and most important things related to Windows programming those are multitasking concept, and Windows is event driven or message driven. We say message driven. Message is the terminology for an event in case of WinApi terminology. And the same is a special function that we introduced, Windows procedure. Okay, I will not repeat myself from the earlier episode. Just let's continue from the point that we stopped earlier. I have my notes on the second screen and keywords that I should mention and not to skip anything. Okay, that's working. Yeah, that's working with a message box. Simple wrapper. Okay, I think we discussed the parameters of WinMain and A postfix and W postfix. What are the messages in simple terms? The beginning of the explanation of Windows messages, the Windows procedure and its prototype, all with the API calling convention, and those parameters. Yeah, the handle to the window, that message specified by message parameter. This is message identifier that was generated, and it's concerned with the window pointed by handle H, W, and D. Those parameters are optional, and in some cases of the messages they contain extra data, extra information about message. For example, in case of WM Paint Windows message, we can extract the new height and new width of the window that the window was resized to. Okay. So what now? Now we will continue handling messages. Okay, handling messages. We also discussed this post quit message that sends the WM quit message to the event queue. We call event queue, and we have to implement something called event loop in every Windows application. That we will do it soon. Then you will understand how it's working. Okay, WM Paint. I am looking at my notes. Okay, so now we are starting with creating the actual Win32 window, and mm, we will divide it into the two or even three steps. Defining something called window class that has nothing in common with object-oriented classes, for example from C++. We are writing really the C code, even though this is a C++ compiler, cl.exe, and we write the .cpp files. We will use some of the basic features of C++, for example using the null ptr null pointer instead of the even lower level zero pointer or null pointer typed by all capital case null. Okay, but mainly this will be the C code. So window class is the set of attributes that the Windows use as a template to create and define a window. Remember that each window in Windows, too much repeating myself the word window, but I can't do nothing about it, sorry for it. So each window is a member of a window class, and each window class is associated. Remember, each window class is associated with Windows procedure, because each window has a window class and Windows procedure that will handle the messages associated with the particular window. So just to be simple, because this is not any big project, we are just learning basics of WinApi programming. Now we will define the window class. Okay. So first we need to just set up window. Let's focus on the message. Set up window. The name of this file is totally wrong, because that's just an example, a simple demo, not any engine. So I should type, for example, static. Those functions should be private to our file, to our translation unit, but because this is just a simple demo used for the 1 or 2 episodes purposes, we will keep it simple. Now first we need to define the window class. So to define a window class, we need to define a window class X. Window class, this is window, then class, and X as extended. We will use the extended functions because not extended features are prior to very earlier, much earlier versions of Windows, for example Windows 3.1. So we are not, of course, interested in that level of of advancement. Let me drink a little coffee. You know, we are doing those episodes in very lightweight. This is not any professional lecture. I've just recently started to learn how to give you lectures, how to try to teach you something and share my knowledge in order to gain maybe some famosity, at least a little bit, or just help beginners, and not only beginners. We will start with very simple concepts, for example creating a window, but then we will proceed even with building from zero to an end, to an finish. For example 3D game totally from scratch on live, so designing architecture and everything, so many episodes. And I will try to upload, for example, one video and one article from the game development domain, and second from systems programming, from operating systems, my second domain, and my favorite, the most favorite, undoubtedly, domain. Okay. So application must define and then register a window class before it can create a window of that class. So first we are defining and filling this structure, window class X, then registering it, you will see how, and then we are using the function, something like that, create window X, and this will pop up and show our window. Okay. So maybe even the comment is necessary. Of course, I recommend you to use the MSDN, as I have opened the MSDN Microsoft Documentation Network on my second screen, and I will try to comment every field of some very important structures, because I want you to have not only overview and how it's done, but to get the deeper understanding of the things that we try to accomplish, as well with the types. So this is size of structure, then we have even style, so it's basic style of the window. Then is very important thing, it's Windows procedure. That means long pointer to a function. We have also near pointers and long pointers in Windows API. That doesn't matter, it's no difference in modern programming. In the old days of 16-bit Windows there were differences because it's very low level thing, but we had something called segmentation model of memory. Now the model is flat, the memory model is flat, and it's no longer use the near pointer, long pointer, whatever it is. So maybe if you are interested in that, let's leave a comment and I can even give you a practical example, explain it, what is the segmented model of memory, flat model of memory, before we will get into that in the operating system series, because of course this is those are the basics, but not in the game development field, rather than in operating system and systems programming field. Okay, then we have this int with extra class information, next int with extra window information, because remember you have to distinguish between the window class and window itself. Window class is window class, window itself is window itself. You will see it clearly in practice. I will use a pragmatic approach rather than giving you a tons of useless theory for now. Okay, then handle instance. This is the handle to an application instance that we've got this parameter from the WinMind, the Windows passed as the parameter here. Here, no, not here, sorry. Of course, the H instance. This is the handle to instance of our application. Then self-descriptive. Everything when we have a resources in Windows API terminology, everything is the handle to a resource. You can imagine it as a pointer to the resource rather than the actual resource, because it's the same reason why you are passing the big structures to a functions by a pointer rather than without a pointer, because you want to avoid copying large amount of information, and you want to get the original data of the structure rather than just copy of it. So but this is the big icon of application. In Windows terminology it's called large icon. For example, large icon are on the desktop. Icon is called the large icon. Then the mouse cursor, of course, the handle to it. Then some important thing. Okay, I will try to slow down. Maybe it's too fast for you. I pretty much understand it. This is the handle to a brush. Brush is as the when you are painting a wall, you use the brush. This is responsible for window background color, and this begin paint and end paint functions use the brush handle to a brush defined here in the window class of this window pointed by this handle. Then very strange things. This is just the main menu name. We will not use any menus, at least for now. Maybe in the future I will record and do a full advanced many features about WinApi, but for now this is not useful for our purposes. This is the long pointer to a white string. Next very important thing, the same string. Name of the window class is very important. This is just a string. We have to name our window class as with some name. It's up to us the name, and we will use the name later on to refer. For example, create a window using this window class, and this is the thing that will tell the real create window function what window class use to create the future window. And the new thing, next icon, small icon of application. Small icon is, for example, in the start menu. What's that? What the fuck? Okay. And those are the small icons, for example, OBS right there. We need to fill all the fields, of course. Okay. So let's fill those things one by one. Size of, I prefer always use size of with the parentheses, even if it's not always necessary, just to be sure. Okay, then the style. That we will leave it for now to discuss it. To discuss it in. First, let's fill the more obvious fields. Okay, we need here the handle. How it's called? Wait. Instance. App instance. instance handle. I prefer more descriptive name when I'm not writing commercial code rather than the demo code to illustrate some concepts. So of course the window procedure. Window procedure. This is the function pointer, so just pass Win32 typical name of Windows procedure by convention. Okay, so this field holds the current application instance handle. Yes, and the current application instance handle was available from WinMain parameters. Then we made sure to assign the address of the Windows procedure to lpfn wnd-proc. Just the standard C function pointer. Sorry. And then the style field that we will discuss later. Probably this will be zeroed as well as extra, as well as this. Then we have the h instance. Instance handle. You know, I'm more like a C programmer than C++ programmer because majority of the time I'm doing operating system related stuff at various levels, ranging from DevOps or administration level up to the porting some kernel to another computer architecture, for example ARM. Okay. All these flags available for you. Pick two of them now. Okay, so we are using those styles. I will describe it shortly. And in joining the flags in WinApi, we are using the bitwise or operator because those flags are just the bit masks, bit fields. So we are joining them. We are switching on or off some bits in the style and flag field. Okay, we set those things to 0 because no extra information about class nor about a window. Okay. Now we will try to load icons and mouse pointers, but let's focus on those styles. The first flag means the redraw entire window if a movement or size adjustment changes the width of the client area. So this is okay. If we are changing by mouse or by any other type, possibility, whatever, the width of the window should generate the WM paint message and be repainted accordingly. The second, our bit flag means the same, but in case of the height of the area. So this is a horizontal redraw, and this is vertical redraw. So horizontal means width. Yes, horizontal means changes the width if there was a width change, and vertical stands for the vertical position of the window. So if the height of the window was changed, then redraw. We have many more possible styles. For example, CS, the DBL clicks, but we will not use it for now. So just refer to the MSDN if you are interested in that. Okay, it's easily it's easily possible to be found by that. Okay. In case of icons, mouse pointers, large icons as well as small icons of the window classes, those resources can be custom made, or we can use one of the built-in resource style that Windows provides, and pretty much always I will decide to use the already prepared mouse pointer, large icon as well as small icon that Windows will provide for me. So again, small icon is usually 16 on the dimensions, 16 width, 16 height, and the small icon is used in the system menu or displayed on the taskbar when the application is minimized. The large icon, on the other hand, is used for the visual representation of files, directories, folders, etc., etc., mainly on the desktop. And for both icons, we are using the function load icon. So we fill this. Now let's focus on the icons. H icon is for the large icon, load icon. If we want to use already prepared icon, we are nulling the first H instance parameter. Okay. Because the first parameter is the handle of the module that contains the icon. And to use the built-in icon that Windows provides, we are nulling this parameter, of course, nulling a pointer to it. So, for example, null ptr for the modern. I think it was introduced in C++ 14, but I'm not sure about that. Okay. And then we have to choose one of the icon macros that Windows has provided for us as the default resources. ed application is just the icon of default Windows application. And it's worth to discuss some of the another icon. It starts from IDE always. Okay, and we have the types of application, the default application, then there's the risk, error, for example, exclamation, hand, information, question, warning, warning, and win logo, which will be of course Windows logo. By the way, very important tip and note that I will upload all our example codes on GitHub. I will maybe link the GitHub in the description, but this will be, wait, the GitHub. How long time ago I've used the GitHub, oh my fucking god. So the medic course, oh, it will be it here. I will not divide it into the lessons, just you will have it there. Okay, you will have it there. I will push it. I will push everything here. Okay, this line will assign the main icon of the window class to be the default application icon. And now in the one go, let's assign the small window class small with the same pattern. For example, use the win logo, doesn't matter, win logo. Okay, now we want to fill the next field. This will be the mouse cursor. So mouse cursor. I prefer to maintain the order of filling the structure fields in case of the bigger and very important resource definition by structures. H cursor, of course, the handle, load cursor, and again null pointer and the one of the possible built-in mouse cursor that the Windows provided for us. Let me check my notes. Yeah, it returns a handle to a cursor. I will use always pretty much the IDC arrow. As you can see, it starts from IDC, and we have few cursors. IDC arrow is the default arrow pointer provided by Windows. For example, not this, but for example, this my current mouse cursor. We have many more cursor types available than the icons built in Windows. So up starting standard arrow with small hourglass arrow, it's in capital letter, up starting everything you can get from MSDN, of course. Then the arrow is the standard arrow, the crosshair, help with this is the arrow with the question mark. I-beam is self-descriptible. The I-beam help is help I described already. This is the arrow with a question mark. I-beam, then we have the no, it's the slash cycle, just the cross, the no means cross means no, of course. Size all, it's 4 pointed arrow. Then we have size and SW. This is double pointed arrow pointing northeast and southwest. You know, I wanted to be complete at this point because we only need basics of the basics of Windows programming to get up and running with graphics programming and OpenGL. I'm not the fan of using something ancient as GULT or GLFW. I'm low-level programmer, low-level software developer, coming from operating system background from I don't know from my first birthday when I was born. Some of my friends, some of my career friends. That's why I want to present you a complete approach that you will, for example, see in professional game studios, not those indie games, etc. Unity clicking. No. We are not focusing on the gameplay. We are focusing on getting into the career as the professional AAA game programmer, for example, in Activision or some Nintendo studios, etc. Okay, then size NS, the double pointed arrow pointing north and south. Then we have the size NWSE, double pointed arrow pointing northwest and southeast, as my favorite Southeast Asia, let's say, but Australia is better, of course, for me. That's a quick joke. Fell in love with the Philippines and Australia, but that's the topic for totally another video, maybe some vlog someday from some beach or from riding my favorite motorcycle. That doesn't matter for now. Then we have up arrow. This is the vertical arrow, just self-descriptive, straightforward. And now wait is just the hourglass. In older version of Windows, very popular type of mouse cursor when the app or the game was loading. Okay, and those code will assign the standard arrow cursor to the window class. Okay, let's check all the fields. This we have field. This is very important. We field this 00. This is from WinMain. We loaded the large icon, mouse cursor, background. We will return to this. We have left those 4 things. Let's see, H icon, cursor icon, small. So now the background, and on this level, let's null pointer it, but this is to do when we will get to the device context HDC handle to the graphics GTI graphics context handle to the device context concept, we will continue and fill properly this HBR background brush. Now it doesn't matter about this. Now we will not have the background brush. It's perfectly okay. The menu name will be null pointer. We will not use any menus anytime, at least in this simple tutorial of WinApi. And very important field, the class name, my window class, and better is to assign it. Let's check me the exact type of it. What is it? The fuck. Okay, it's it's white car, of course. Okay, so this will not work. Yeah, this will not work. Let me guess. Yeah, we need to make it white character, but I prefer to const pointer window class name. Okay, because we need to use it later on. Let's go. And the icon small, it's here. So we have loaded everything except the background, but we don't care about background for now. And now we need to, as I said before, register this class. This is by register class X, and just pointer to already filled window class structure. Of course, we should always get some easy error handling. Message box. Registration of exit like that. stdlib we need maybe. Where is this? Okay. Oh, this is CPP, so that's like that. Okay. This will exit the process. Okay, if we have registered the window class, now we can try to create the actual window based on already created and registered the window class. Okay, yes, when we have fully reading from my notes, when we have fully specified the fields in the window class, we need to register it with Windows using the function register class AX. Why AX? Stands for extended, because we were filling the AX extended window class structure. Okay. Yes, after we register the window class, we can create the actual window with the assigned class name. So we are referring in the process of creation the actual window, we will refer to the already registered and fulfilled window class by its name, by this name. That's why I did this as the external variable. Okay, the time is very good. So now we will create the window. We have two functions, create window and create window X. Of course, we want to create the function create window X because it's the latest, greatest version of the window creation functions. However, on the other hand, the obvious reason for using that version, extended version, is that we created the extended class and registered as the extended window class. So I will heavily comment this window. It's very this function. It's very important. Okay. This type is handle to a window. It returns handle to a window if the creation of window succeeded, but it doesn't have to succeed. So of course we will check in the similar way if the return value of this function. And first is the word double word divux style. So this is the extended style of the window. We have the basic style of the window and the extended style of the window. Then very important field. Let me not like that. Oh, at least let me check my phone. Okay, what happened? Only the weather. Ooh. Okay. Okay. This will be the pointer, so the string, yeah, in the C terminology. Here we have to pass the already created and registered the window class name, this name that we want to use to create the real window, right? Right. Then we have, oh my god, the double word style. This is the basic Windows style, you know, basic Windows style and extended Windows style, that is optional. Horizontal position of the window, vertical start, those are the beginning position of the window. Then we have the width of the window, the height of the window, and important thing, handle to the parent window or the owner window. For example, if we want to create a dialog box, we don't want for now, so we will, as you can probably guess, null this pointer, because handle are they are the just pointers in the Windows terminology. Now we have handle to a menu that we don't have any menus. Now very important next thing, H instance. Instance in the Windows terminology is the instance of the running application. So another Another time we will pass here the parameter that we got in from Windows in the through the win main parameters. This is the handle to the application instance. And the last thing, lp void, so long pointer to avoid just void pointer. The extra data, the window creation data, that are optional, we will not use them. The extra data if the window need extra data, of course. Okay. So in my notes, more important parameters. Yeah, lp class name. Yeah, you set this parameter to the name of the window class you want to use on this window. Yeah. Created earlier, and remember the window class has to be registered earlier, not only filled. The lp window name. Where is it? lp window name. Oh, I skip it. I skipped it. Sorry. Very important parameter that I skipped. lp window name. This is the window title. The window name, window title on the window top window bar. Very important parameter, just a string. This is the text that will go at top bar of the applications window. Okay, and the big one, the double word style, that stands for the basic style. This is the style flag that tells how the window should behave and what it should look like, the behavior and appearance. Okay, and we will discuss heavily the possible values for double word style. Just let me get some short break for coffee, cigarettes, and then we will create that window. We will discuss the message loop. That is, of course, just the event loop in the Windows terminology. And after that, the GDI, discussion of GDI, graphics device interface that is used for drawing the things inside the GUI of WinApi, and device context of the GDI concept. And then we will enter heavily the bridge between WinApi and how to make how to transition from just simple Windows GUI window to the OpenGL window that we can draw inside it later on. Okay. I promise you that you will understand everything. However, it's not that hard. Okay, so give me 5 minutes. Okay, I am after the break. Now we will discuss Windows styles. I remember I offer you to visit just the MSDN. I will use here just the styles that are important to our application, because that's not the reference and full documentation of Windows programming, rather than we're just working on something practical. So now we will use the function create window X to put into the practice the things that I just discussed there. Window handle, and this this handle to our created window should be returned from the function. Okay, Azure D window handle and the prototype. What we miss there, of course, H instance. As you should probably know, we don't have to specify the names of the parameters in the prototype, but I prefer to do this. We are just coding a simple demo, so why not? What's wrong right there? Probably I'm blind, not handler, HVMB. Okay, correct. Window handle setup, window instance. Not like this. Oh my god, what I'm doing here? Wait. App instance handle, setup window, H instance. What? I'm probably blind. Setup window, app instance handle. What the fuck I'm missing there? Okay, now it's fine. So let's use it. Create window X. Now let's null it. So 0 class name from this window class name. Now the window name, so window title, our first window app, and this is long. Long means the character will be not a const char pointer, rather than const w char t pointer, meaning white characters, because Win32 Windows API try to support Unicode, not only the ASCII. Okay, now the window style, a basic window style, it's very important. So WS stands for the prefix WS stands for window style, of course, overlapped window, and of course we use bitwise or to join the flag. And what those style mean? By the way, this function returns the handle if the window was created successfully, or null if something failed in the process of window creation. The WS overlapped window means is straightforward. This creates an overlapped window. Our created window will overlap other existing window that are running simultaneously at the time of our window creation. WS clip siblings. The documentation means that siblings window will be clipped, and the children window, if any children window exists, will be clipped as well, and our window will be at the top, not overlapped by any siblings window and by any children window, if any exists. Sorry for that, I'm really sick, unfortunately. Okay. Now the x, y, width and height. we will specify it in the simple terms. So let's start from 0, 0. Remember that graphics coordinates in GUI applications pretty much always starts from the and coordinates are counted counting from the top left corner of the screen. From there are 0, 0 in x and y axis, and with a high, for example, 400, 400, just to be simple. Then handle to the parent, we don't have any parent, we don't have any menu. Instance of application is very important. So like that, and no extra data necessary in the window during the window creation time. No extra creation parameters, it should be, I should say. Okay, and this code will create a 400x400 window in case of dimensions, starting from 0, 0, so top left corner of the screen. We can of course change that. There is a special type called in WinApi called rect, stands for rectangle. We will use this structure shortly to adjust the window rectangle, but let's refer the discussion about adjusting the window rect and the rect structure up to the creating OpenGL virtual window, the rendering area, possibility of rendering area inside of our Win32 GUI operating system window. I promise you that in the next recordings and lessons I will be healthy without this coughing all the time. Really sorry. I'm really sorry for that. So the window will be located in the top left corner of the screen. And the thing is, when the window is created, of course, it will be not immediately visible. But first, do some error checking. If window handle is null, means window creation failed. I'm more terminal person and Vim person than IDE and Visual Studio. But I promise to you that I will upskill myself in Microsoft Visual Studio. It's one of the best IDEs in case of C++, C++ projects on Windows, for example, from the domain of GUI applications, game development, and so on. But for sure not my favorite program to program. I prefer much more to use just a pure text editors and external tools, mainly from the GNU toolchain. Okay, so window creation failed, something like that, and exit failure without much more debugging. Okay, now we are sure that window handle is the pointer, is the handle to actual created window, but the created window is not, even if successfully, is not immediately visible. And we have two options to make the window visible. Add there the WS visible parameter to the basic window style, this parameter. But in case we don't want this parameter, the second approach, when we want to maintain more control over the window creation, is based on calling the functions show window, of course handle to the window, we always passing window handle, and ncmd show is the command, is the cmd stands for n stands for int, of course Hungary notation, I've mentioned it in the earlier video. CMD show means command about showing how the window should be shown. We can specify there just some flag from MSDN, but I will be much more professional and simple and pass it there, because we are getting this parameter from, oh my god, from WinMain, and show CMD. Right there. And we will use and show CMD right there. And still, first of all, I recommend you to add just the WS visible flag to the basic Windows styles parameter, in the basic Windows styles parameter, just to be simple and don't bother with extra functionalities, because for example now you can sometimes you can just forget about, for example, calling the function update window with this window handle to. This really makes the window visible from there. So just in the future demos we will use just the WS visible flag to be more sure and to use the simpler approach, more straightforward for sure. But in this case, the second approach, less popular, show window, then the update window. So update the state of the window, and we tell Windows look at the reconfiguration and how we reconfigured the window. This was the reconfiguration. So add the WS visible flag. Explicitly or implicitly, because in terms of internals of this show window functions it works that way. Okay. Yeah, remember that this and show cmd variable parameter comes from WinMain, so from the entry point of our Windows program. And now when you have, I'm reading my notes just to be sure I didn't skip anything. Now if we have the window showing, we need to force Windows to update the Windows contents, and this update window sends wmpaint message. That means the one of the most important messages, events that we need to handle in every Windows application. This just basically means repaint, update the contents of the window, whether it is only now background background of the window or some, I don't know, radio buttons and other widgets inside the window. So WM Paint will be sent, and then it will be handled by the function begin paint and end paint. That will I will be right back. Okay, sorry for that quick things. Unfortunately, some Polish people are just animals. Let's keep this discussion. Okay. For now, the begin paint and end paint functions will redraw our window and refresh the background, but the first question is how the begin paint and end paint functions know what type of background we want to have. For example, what color of the background to be simple and to begin with. And of course, this is the handle to a window. This is obvious after our previous discussions. And every window, as you can see before, has of course is associated with the window class. And every window class has something like a handle to a background brush. The H stands for handle, BR is the brush, so something like a painter to a background. And begin paint and end paint very famous pair of WinApi functions use this background brush to paint, repaint, or update our window content. Now, of course, we will not have any background. I'm not sure if not any background or just default one. Default one means, of course, the black one. But as soon as possible, we should pass the proper, even very simple. As soon in few minutes, I will show you what to do with this parameter. But without this parameter, the WM Paint is totally screwed, because no information, no data. The begin paint and end paint to the pair of the functions that will try and are responsible to repaint or update our window will not have the data and information how to update our window, or no data to based on in the process of updating our window. Yeah, so this is to do as soon as seriously as possible. But the feeling of this parameter is very straightforward. You will see it in a moment. But I on purpose, this was on purpose that I referred to talking about this parameter, because it's very associated with the concept of device context and GDI WinApi module. GDI stands for graphical display interface, as far as I remember. Let's give me 1 minute to make sure about this. GDI WinApi. Graphics device interface. Okay, device interface, and this is a module for interacting with graphics devices such as the monitors, but not only, even the printers or files. For example, using the PostScript language and print on the real printers through the GDI functions. And device context is very important concept and important resource / object, name it as you want, in WinApi. Okay, I promise to you that I will try to create a uh, dedicated series, dedicated playlist of videos and articles, specially dedicated only to a full WinApi, full WinApi from zero to hero, from A to Z, things, even printing on a real printer, or implementing complicated and real real menus in GUI application, even though when creating a commercial level and in commercial companies, the Windows GUI apps, we are very rarely using the native WinApi. It's not that good and very verbose, very hard to use. Very hard to use. The MFC Microsoft Foundation classes are much better, but only slightly better, I would say. It's the object-oriented version of WinApi. Better, but still not the best choice. Too much verbosity and wait, let me try to find one word best describing this. The just breakneck, very difficult to use. We are using, for example, Qt or WX widgets or OpenCV at some point to implement it. And I will do the courses on that as well, because I like working with all those things, but maybe I'm a little bit non-standard person, but I love working with GDI directly when creating a Windows GUI application. Working with GDI means creating GUI application using the pure WinApi that we are using now. Seriously, I'm fan of it. Maybe because I guess the reason is that I am so much operating system person, not the object oriented everywhere, design, business, enterprise design patterns, Java EE, those fucking Tomcats, Spring, many annotations and Ajax, JSON exchange data. I'm not. I hate those things. Yes, I'm the biggest hater of web development from all the people that I know, seriously. But also, many people tell me that work with me that I have so much talent and predisposition in not game dev but operating systems things, everything, starting from level of assembly language, malware development, kernel development, device drivers, rootkits, everything, even administration. Yeah. Okay, but this is not a video about that. Sorry for small advertisement. You will see everything in my articles on my future web page that in about a month I'm starting with it. In my future books that I'm already in the process of writing one book, typically about Unix design of the Unix like operating system and evolution of Unix. But okay, end of advertisements for now. I promise. Okay. So let's return to our topic, of course. Okay, I discussed the show window and CMD show variable. This and show CMD or and CMD show doesn't matter. CMD stands here for the command, not any CMD.exe. No, please, not that. Okay. So update. Returning to the topic, WM Paint. The update window function sends a WM Paint message to the Windows procedure. Always remember the term Windows procedure. Just the regular C++ function that is responsible for handling our messages. The events, but we are in the Windows API, so we are using the proper terminology for handling the messages. Okay, and after that, maybe no errors or errors we will see. It's much harder to code on live recording and explaining everything in one go simultaneously rather than just focusing and coding on my own. That's why some errors can be there, but this is very simple and straightforward code, so not too much, I think. Okay, where is the win main? Let me show the win main. Okay, here we have the handle. Okay, and just a tip: if, for example, we want debugging and want to display the HWND, the handle to the window, I don't know for what purposes. Maybe we are just interested. What is that? First of all, how to display it. What type of it? What type is it? This is the pointer, the void pointer. Let's see. Okay, structs, but remember, just the handle is just the void pointer to some stuff, and internally in Windows, in WinApi implementation, it's casted, the void pointer is casted by some tricks, preprocessor tricks and some macros. It's casted to the proper struct type, and then WinApi is of course working on the structure. I promise I will record many videos about tricks. I call it tips, tricks, or pearls about how to utilize C++ preprocessor and do some magic with it. Okay, too much of it is very bad. For example, some say that Linux kernel is implemented, is written in preprocessor rather than the C language. Of course, just this is ironic, just a pure joke, but in every legend, in every joke, some part of it it's a true, yeah. And I can guarantee you it's a true. Is very much use of a preprocessor, and that's why it's not that easy to get into Linux kernel code base as a beginner. And many projects, big or small, game dev or OS dev, doesn't matter, even some embedded code, even Arduino, maybe some Arduino, very simple electronic device and very simple code uses preprocessor tricks heavily. It's better not to use it. For example, always fast example, always prefer const or const expression if we are talking about C++, rather than preprocessor macros, defines. But the preprocessor operators such as this or this can can do magic seriously, and this is called creating our own our own small language by meta programming. But it's really not that simple to be good, and not that easy to be good at advanced 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 usage of preprocessor. Especially in C, it's heavily used. C++, even modern C++, C++11 and up has much better equivalents to using just CPP preprocessor, because maybe you know or don't know. This is not video about that, but just small information that CPP, of course, this is the Windows, not Linux, but if we have, for example, GCC as the package of the linker, compiler, preprocessor, assembler, everything. For example, LD stands for the GNU linker, but CPP, when I'm talking about CPP in some context, this is the name of the executable of the C++ preprocessor, at least in the GNU toolchain. But let's defer this discussion to much later, please. Okay. Okay. The tip was about if this is a pointer, for example, we want to display it like that. %p means display the pointer address, and this will not work. Of course, I haven't. Yeah, this is about this. Yeah, now it's defined, but look. Why errors? Wait, oh fuck. 63. Why not? Of course. You know, just a quick demo for you, and some problems, but I'm tired as well. And where is my window? Oh, that's not good. Of course. I forgot about one, the most important thing. So we will go back why this is not working and will not work later on. First, let's focus on completing the basic application that will create the window, the message loop. You know, message is equal to an event, remember, but I will call them messages because proper terminology, blah 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 blah. So we need, as for example, every game is working in inside the game loop, but now we are not talking about any games. Every Windows application needs a message loop that will check if there is any messages, if Windows has any messages for our application, and then let's handle properly some of the message, because now this window procedure WND prog is not called at any point. Okay, we are passing, we are passing the where is it, I'm very at the beginner level in case of using the Microsoft Visual Studio, believe me or not. We are passing it here to the window class, but it's we are not checking for any messages, we are not dispatching, remember that word, dispatching the messages, etc. So we need to implement something called a message loop. This is the equivalent of the game loop, in the WinMine. Pretty much majority of WinMines in the simple or medium level of advancement is finished, of course, return 0, but after creating window, after setting menus, dialog boxes, resources, loading some files, maybe my own icons from BMP files or blah 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 blah, we need to do something as message loop. Okay, my notes, let's refer to my notes. My application, Windows application, communicates with Windows by retrieving messages from the queue, to which the Windows adds the message when an event occurs. But not all events in the system, for example, not event related to Visual Studio, not event related to, I don't know, League of Legends. The stupid example, sorry, excuse me. And not the message referred just to the other processes or other application. Only the messages that are directed to our application, to our Windows, to our application. And because of this queue, this concept is called event or message queue. All Windows applications must set up a message loop in the WinMain function in 99% of examples at the end of the WinMine function. After everything is initialized, for example, window is properly created, and just before they initialized code, if any, we don't have any because that's a simple demo, and before those all return zeros. And this loop, just a simple while loop, it will be this message loop will check if there is any message, will ask Windows if there is any message for us, for our application, and get it from Windows if there will be any, and process this message meaning handle the message properly, and send the signal, or just in simpler terms, tell the Windows that we are done. That, for example, we got a message WM Paint from Windows that refers to our application. We will handle the message properly. For example, repaint our window, repaint our background, to be simple, and then we need to send a signal or tell the Windows, yes, Windows, we got this message, and the more important, we handled this message properly. So be calm, we handled it properly. Let's go next. Yeah, this message is done. Everything that we wanted to do with this message was done, and let's check it. Yeah, let's uncheck it that it's okay with it. Give me 1 minute, please. Okay, I'm here. I'm back. So we need to implement this loop. The loop checks, my notes. The loop checks and reads a pending message from the queue, process it, does some proper actions, for example, proper actions, do nothing, for example, or post quit message, or repaint the background of the window using the background brush specified in the window class registered earlier and created the window based on this window class. So now we need to implement our loop, and after the message received and message processed, we dispatch the message back to Windows. What does it mean? We have to signal the Windows that we done something, at least received, at least we were notified about some message. Okay. Okay. And now I don't have currently any professional program of drawing, so I will use just the MS Paint. I'm very sorry for that, but I promise in the next episodes I will have some software. Let me take a note. Online software for drawing. Online software for drawing. Probably Sketchpad, but for today we are nearly of the end of today's episode, current episode, so let's use the Paint just for one simple diagram. I want to present the pattern, how the message loop works, which pattern the message loop in Windows applications follow. This pattern is called pick, translate, dispatch. It works like this, or maybe you will see without the diagram because it's very not that simple, but perfectly illustrated in a code. Okay. We will need to use few. Always use the same few in the message loop, few functions. The most important is get message or pick message. Get message is there are subtle difference between pick message and get message. They are both used to retrieve a message from Windows to our application if there is any message available in queue. There is subtle difference between those two functions. However, they have the same role, but the difference is very important. And in the games we mainly use the pick message. I will tell you why shortly. And in the standalone GUI, just GUI apps using GDI or another API for drawing, MFC, etc. Just the GUI apps that are not real-time apps, because games are, real-time, multi-threaded apps, optimized as hell. using cutting edges, optimization techniques, speed, GPU, etc. and so on. We are using get message then. So get message for generally GUI apps and pick message for games. There are of course some exceptions as to in every rule in this world, but let's try to remember for now this rule of thumb, at least for now, at this level, right? At this level of our WinApi programming. So next we have the translate message and dispatch message, which are very more straightforward, and they have only one single version and are very simple to use, and their names tell us straightforward what are they responsible. But we need to get deeper into how the get message and pick message function work. The pick message prototype is that message, sorry for the typo. It's the most important message if we talk, and in case about a message loop, message handling by our app. Okay. This function tries to pick message from the our application event queue. What does it mean, pick message? Pick means look into the event queue, the event message queue, okay? Look into the queue if there is any message and return true or false depending if there was any message for us. Yeah. If there is any message, fill rest of the parameters accordingly, that we will discuss them shortly, and return true, okay, that there was a message and it was retrieved from the queue. If there was no message at the time of calling the function, it just returns false, and pointer, this is of course, as you can think already, this is a pointer to a message. The out parameter is called out parameter in the Windows terminology, is not filled, and the pick message function returns just false. And let's go further in the code. Yes, next statement, blah blah blah. Okay. After we will implement the complete message loop, event message loop, based on using the pick message. I will give you an example and the main very important, subtle, small but very very important difference between pick message and get message. They have the same pretty much prototype, same function, meaning the role, but totally different behavior in case there is no message for us in the queue. Okay, and wait, maybe let's split parameters list. Okay, many parameters, simple usage, at least at our basic level of WinApi. Yes, we are using basic level of WinApi. Okay, let's say like this. The bool is just boolean, typical C++ 1000 of bool implementation. For example, bool from stdbool.h or c stdbool or bool type, or for example gl bool or boolean. I don't even remember. Why is that? I will record a small video, maybe even in short format, that why is that? Because C didn't have for a very long time didn't have standardized any boolean type. Recently, I think in C11 or C99 was introduced the bool type. Before it was stdbool.h. This is not video about that, but WinApi, as probably most of the C++ libraries, has its own boolean type. So this is the WinApi implementation of bool, just like that. Pick message, okay, and the most important parameter, long pointer to a message. Long pointer, near pointer doesn't matter in the modern world, as I said before. This is the out parameter, meaning the pick message, if there will be any message for us, will fill this parameter with our message that we received. Yeah. Give me 1 second. Okay, this is of course handle to a window, and maybe this will be the illogical, but we will specify there not our window handle as you probably thought that we will do that. We will specify that there's a null pointer. Null pointer will tell null pointer value in this parameter tells the pick message function to check just the current application's message queue. Okay, just the current application's message queue. This is from the fact that our Windows application can have multiple windows, so multiple HWND, because each window, each handle to a window, and just specify their null pointer, and of course, because handles are pointers, and null, I will repeat myself again, this is very important, null will tell the message to check the current application's message queue. So perfect behavior for us. Then we have next two parameters that acts as a filter. We will set them to null for our purposes. Null, of course, null meaning 0 in this case, because uint, unsigned int, so just 0. Those are filters. So if we are interested only in some particular types of messages, we can use those parameters to just filter the messages, to not get every message that our application is getting from Windows. And just if we want to ignore some messages and get the messages that we are only interested in. For example, uh, WM paint, WM close, WM create, free messages to init, they need repaint. Just a simple example. Okay. What min max? So we should null just 0 there because it's unsigned int. Okay, and the last parameter, very important, w remove msg message will be assigned in our all demos and examples always the same value. PM stands for a peak message prefix remove, and this will tell peak message function to remove message from the queue after they are processed. So if the message was got, if the first of all, if the message was received and successfully filled, passed to this variable through this pointer lpmsg, then remove the message from the queue, because if not, the message will be processed again and again and again and again, and for example we would get 3 times in a row wm underscore create message. That will mean three times the window was created, so 3 times the initialization code would be invoked, but there will be only one window. So what the fuck about that? Okay. Okay, I have to take some break because it's very late. I have wrong time zone. It's so fucking late. It's slightly before the morning, and it's Sunday, and I have free time. No work, but I was sitting all the fucking night, and let me go to my terrace, use the wind from the beach near my house to quickly refresh myself with a coffee, beach, maybe some watering in ocean, but very fast, I promise, and then we will finish that. The finish is near to run our first complete Windows application, Windows GUI application. Give me some time to refresh myself, please.